Gentlemen, we are back. Yes, we had that short break from watching the Speedway at Manchester last week. Good evening and welcome to All Four Back, episode 73, the penultimate episode of the season. I'm, of course, Chester 430, and I'm joined, as always, by Hadlington. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all.
And a very good evening to Shads as well. Good evening, Shads.
How you doing, Dan? All right, everyone?
How are we doing? Yeah, how are we doing? Good. And, of course, the man behind the scenes doing all the slides and presentations, it's our producer, Tank. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all.
So we we had a bit of a break from all watching the Speedway at Manchester. What was everyone's thoughts on it? Because I thought it was quite good, actually.
No.
I have a soft spot for Cardiff still, but then we'll try in a future episode. Anyway, on tonight's program, we've got a bit of a catch up from last week. We have the BLRC and RRC reviews. We have our first of two team reviews, which is the Newcastle Wolves. We have a little bit of break in between. We have the World Championship qualifiers, took place at Felsted. We then have the Scorchers team review. And then we have the all-important World Championship final taking place at Wayville. So we've got the draw for that and a in-depth preview. So without any further ado, we're going to crack on with tonight's festivities. And we started off at Wembley Night for the BLRC. And this one had a few big names involved in this one. Hads, I'll start with you first, my good sir. You got to the semi-final, finished on 13 points, and just missing out on the grand final. You've got to be happy with your performance that night.
Well, if you told me I was going to get to the semi-final after being quoted 100-1 with the old bookmaker,
yeah,
then, but and it was only my last race, program race. Brendan actually beat me. Let's all have been straight to the final. So, which is where, and I'll just pick the wrong gate, I think, in the semi, and that was that. But to get finish in the semi and get the top 6 in that meeting is, I think, something I can definitely be proud of, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that, Shads. Sorry, Hadlington. Of course, taking the winner that night was Cam. Certainly sprung a surprise, scoring a total of 16 points overall, scoring 13 in the 5 qualifying races. The spreadsheet hasn't been updated, and it has Racer Ryan finishing last and Stephen was third, but we know it was Cam that won it. Originally, looking at the first couple of races, Marecki looked to be a firm favourite, having 2 wins in his opening, then seemed to just fell apart with 3 non-finishes. Of course, had you benefited on those non-starters, of course, because you had 2 of them. Actually, you had 3 of them, didn't you? Because Westy Boy was in one of them. You had Marecki had 3 of them, and then of course Craig unfortunately didn't actually couldn't ride. Unfortunately, a bit of a long day for Craig and myself as well. But apart from that, had say a great meeting you had there. And what a way to end your season.
Yeah, it's not over just yet. But Marecki was actually there. Marecki actually raced in all his races, I think. He was definitely in the one what I rode against him anyway. But whether it was bad luck or internet issues or something, I'm not quite sure. But it's one of those, to be honest. But I saw Cam in practice and thought he might go close a couple of days before. But obviously Brendan straight to the final and finishing second on his only done a handful of matches. So that's really good for him as well. But yeah, I think overall it was a good meeting. I was the 5th average rider in the team, so on another day I'm not in this one, I'd have been in the other one with the dropouts in that one possibly. But it is what it is, and definitely something to take forward. I think for next Sunday.
And of course, the World Championship, of course, yeah. Shaz, I'm going to bring you in if I can, mate, as a neutral. Of course, you raced in the RRC, I believe. I want to talk about your thoughts on this one. Okay, of course, a great meeting for all riders that took part. And obviously Cam leading the way, but a surprise for me was obviously Brendan Hart making a return sort of midway through the season and getting through to the final, and as they said, finishing, getting that runner-up spot.
Yeah, Brendan's been superb since he came back. There was some real surprises from him. In Cappy only scoring 3 points. He's been red hot this season, and the 3 points is pretty poor for him. And I'm surprised TJ, for a guy with the average he's got this season and the way he's been performing. I think he won a couple of GP as well, didn't he? Expecting to score more than 3 points. I mean, 3 thirds and 2 last, very, very poor. But like, mirror what you said about Had's a terrific showing from him. I mean, look, he didn't, apart from the semi-final, he didn't get less than second place in his 5 qualifiers. So, like, say, someone on a 5-point average should be scoring like 13 points in this competition. Very, very, very good. Very good. But same for Craig. I think Craig would have fancied himself to do something, at least make the final. Like you said, he was nursing one of your cycling teammates in the hospital, I believe.
Yeah, so, it was a very long day for us.
Yeah, just one of those things, I suppose. But no, Cam's had a terrific season, hasn't he? Won the SCS Cup Winners' Cup, KO Cup, and now winning the. It could be one of the lowest average riders to win the British League Riders Championship, maybe.
I'm sure we'll find that out.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will let us know about that.
But no, superb night for Cam. Yeah, very, very, really pleased for him. I mean, you can't fault his enthusiasm. He seems to be on all the time. So yeah, well done to him.
Yeah, completely agree. Because of course the track record was actually beaten by Marecki in his second ride, but then of course after that he just fell apart. And I think if he had a couple more points, he'd have been probably up there as well. But unfortunately for Marecki, he wasn't able to. So it was a good night for the RRC, for the BLRC, with Cam taking the win. And of course on the same night we had the RRC. And this one, our very own producer, reigns supreme. Tank, bring in first for Cam, mate. First of all, congratulations. Good win for you there, mate.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, don't really know how that happened, if I'm honest. Considering I was refereeing at the same time,
and he didn't practice.
I didn't practice whatsoever. I thought, well, I did want to try and do a bit of training, but stuff happened, never did. And I thought, well, it's what it is. I'll just referee one and just ride, and if I miss a heat, I'll just do that. But no, it's an easy line, Wembley, really, to get hold of, and I sort of knew it anyway. So it was, yeah, there's some you can just rock up and do that if you feel confident enough. And I was semi-confident, but I had no intentions of winning because I didn't think I would. And after how JC went, after he beat me, I was just like, yeah, instantly that race I thought he's won this. So I wasn't expecting to win whatsoever. So, but it was a good final nonetheless.
We'll say we're looking at the that score chart. Of course, seeing JC as like the odds-on favourite in that meeting, and then get a last in the semi-final was very surprising.
That's actually wrong. Dan, that 0 should be in the next column in the final, because he went straight to the final. So there's two. There's my one, and JC's
Oh yeah,
one.
I see now. Yeah. My apologies.
Our points should be in the next column.
Yeah. Well, I say while you're in a Shaz, I'll bring you in too, mate. 13 points. Started really well. 2 wins.
Yeah.
I say what was your thoughts on that one?
I'm quite happy to make it straight to the final. To be honest, I wasn't expecting to make it straight to the final. I thought, hopefully get a semi-final spot. And you know, I really, I mean, I had second choice at Gates, and I really didn't know what to choose. I mean, JC went for gate 4. He had first choice. I had no clue what to pick. I didn't want the inside gate because with my gating, I thought I'm going to get bumped into the grass. I'm not going to get away clear. But the only way I'm going to win this final is by getting from the back. So I thought, well, if I go for gate 3, I've got JC on my outside, and he's going to outgate me anyway. But in the end, he didn't. I think he had his first time he'd missed the gate all season, I think, and happened to be in the final. But no, once you got ahead, Tank, I don't think it was going to get past you. And I think Lasortier done me on the last lap as well. So worthy winner. I think JT will be disappointed. I was quite happy to make the final, to be honest, and to make the podium as well.
Yeah.
Track suited me, to be honest. It was one of those
individual.
track suited me. I do like the track as well. So that helped.
Yeah. Did I say that again, Tank?
That was the first individual that I've actually won since I started playing the game 17 years ago.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fair to say a long time coming.
Yeah, and at the maximum, that's still going on. I ain't had one of them in the league yet, so but at least I got them individual, you know.
Yeah.
Well, there's secret, Tank. Don't practice.
Well, yeah, that's what I tried doing for the World Championship final, and I practiced, and look what happened. So
Yeah, don't practice.
yeah,
Don't practice.
overrated.
Hads as a
Don't tell Cam and CJ that.
Hads as a neutral here. Your thoughts on a rather spectacular RRC for these boys?
Yeah, I mean, hats off. Obviously, I didn't know that was Tank's first individual meeting win, to be honest. But fair play. Obviously coming through the semi-final as well. I thought the Saucier would go close, to be honest, because I know when we were doing the track picks at the start of the season, he loves Wembley, and that was one that we tried. So I knew he could be there or thereabouts. But I mean, it's unfortunate for JC in that 15 points and then coming last in the final. I mean, it's a bit of a hard pill to swallow, maybe, but it happens, unfortunately. I just want to ask what Lofty's put in the chat there. Let's hear about your evening, Dan.
No comment. No comment at all. No comment at all.
That's fair enough.
Please don't, Lofty. Just shut up, please. I'll say I didn't get back in time. We hoped there was no delays in the meeting that we were at, and unfortunately, a delay happened. We had to ferry our injured rider, who's now got.
Dan,
yes.
Is it true you were sick in your sandwich box?
Oh, shall we move on?
And is it true you actually?
Shall we?
You ate the sandwich
Shall we move on? Shall we move on?
I think it's just a yes or no answer.
Shall we move on?
I think that tells you everything you need to know, Hads.
No, I say we were hoping to get back in time, and I literally got back in about 5 minutes before Heat 1. No practice. Couldn't go with the Dragons team beforehand, and it was just a waste of time for me. The only points I got was when Bewitcher no showed. So disappointed. I wish I said I wasn't available because, of course, I had racing in the afternoon away from home. So it is what it is. So, and I thought, well, I wasn't even going to be even remotely qualified for the RRC, being a number 8 rider. But you know, I think next time I'll have to sort of make up my mind about, you know, if a meeting clashes with Cycle Speedway, then that comes first. So that was the RRC. We now have our next team review before we have our break. We have the Newcastle Wolves team review. This
Strap
has been
yourselves
done.
in, boys.
This has been done by Alan McNally. So brace yourself, chaps. Newcastle Wolves team review. We will get Sizzler's reflection on this one as well. So stand by for that one. So the Newcastle Wolves started out with Powys, Sizz, Ads, Badger, Le Sorcier, Hadlington, Owen, and number 8 Pompey. So a very strong-looking team from the get-go. This team was, I think, they were potential league favourites behind the Scorchers, I believe, or was it Spartans? I can't remember. One of the two. So that was the team that the Wolves had. Adlington started out at 5.12, so you were at reserve for most of the season. How did your sort of first part of the year go for you?
As you said earlier, my best words are probably no comment. Because now I found out that my lead was broken, which it was obviously my net. I was lagging in races and stuff, and obviously found it out. Got a new lead after that. It was all right, but the first few meetings, I couldn't get my head around it. I was like, this is not good, but managed to sort it out and do better in the second half of the season. And yeah, one of those.
Yeah, so of course a couple of matches that McNally's also put on here. He wanted to talk about the Newcastle Wolves against the Somerset Spartans. Now this was a potential top of the table clash, and I'm right in saying that this was Owen's sort of turning point in his season, of course, scoring 13 plus 2. Of course, Hadlington, you were up at number 3 in that meeting, only scoring 4 points, but still a home win. What was it like having Owen having that burst of form for your team, knowing that he would then go up into the top end of the team?
Yeah, it was just crazy, basically. Obviously, we knew we had to utilise that as well and getting him extra rides in meetings, especially if the other reserve or myself or whoever it was at number 2, we didn't particularly do well, I think, at number 2 the whole season. But knowing that he can have 6-7 rides and score like that, and it's just, yeah, it's a good weapon to have, especially against Spartans. But obviously, I swapped. Well, I wouldn't say swap, but kind of swapped places with Owen a little bit. Obviously, he was in the main body afterwards. I was reserve. I know I didn't score. I got a couple of double figures, but obviously, I was nowhere near what Owen was hitting. But it was good to just kind of keep the same balance, if you like, in the team. Wasn't, you know. So he scored more in the main body, obviously, than what I did. So it worked out pretty well in the end. But finishing 4th was a bit of a blow, really, to be honest, in the end. But we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah, we will. So you had that big win against the Spartans, of course. And the next match that we had to talk about was the 53-37 defeat away at Powderhall in week 14. But again, for yourself, 10 plus 1. I mean, you even had 15 had. So I mean, it wasn't all bad for season for you.
Yeah, obviously people know that I like that track as well. Obviously I've out there for 2 seasons, and nobody wanted the Heat 15, so I volunteered and got it, to be honest. So just one of those. But I'm just wondering if Alan's put this in because he rides for the Scorchers. Maybe. But yeah, I do remember that. I mean, I think I faced David No Fear like 5 times in the same night or something. I beat him once.
That's not great. Yeah. Brilliant. Bit of a tough match all round for you guys, apart from yourself getting that double figures. I mean, you and Powers were getting that double figures.
It's a tough one. Obviously, it's not a track most people like, but it is what it is, and everyone's got to ride it the same. So you just try and make the most of it, I guess.
And of course, there was one bit of good news for your team. Of course, you actually made the final of the KO Cup, and I believe we have the running of how your season went for the KO Cup. Of course, you went in straight to semi-finals. You had that bye in the first round, so you went straight through to the semi-final. And that you had that away win against Poole, and subsequently had the same scoreline at home, which put you through into the grand final. But then that 8-point defeat to Powderhall in the home leg. I mean, I guess that was a bit of a we need to sort ourselves out for the second leg.
Yeah, I think Sis is probably best talking about this one rather than me, because I know it just happened to fall when him and Owen was away, and it was unfortunate.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things, but it is what it is, and we tried to do the best we could, and obviously in the end it wasn't good enough, and the Scorchers deserved to win. So
Not fair. I say great words there, Adam. Great words. Now I believe there's a couple more things that Alan has actually added to this. Yes, it's the pairs and the 4-team tournament. So in the 4-team tournament, the Wolves finished runner-up to the Oxford Dragons. In the BL pairs, again, you finished runner-up to the Poole Cowboys. Of course, that was the JC show in the Cowboys team there. But there was a little bit of good news in the reserve pairs. You took the win Hads. So again, as a season of success for you guys.
yeah, it was nice to obviously win something. I do actually enjoy riding. I've enjoyed riding with Saucier on that night. I know he was in the chat at the start. He isn't in anymore, but yeah, we seemed to work it pretty well. When one of us was having a not good race, the other one would just try and hold the other one up, or we knew we didn't have to win the races to win the meeting. So yeah, it was nice. Obviously, nice to come home with the trophy.
Very valid point there from Skyrider in chat. Can't believe anyone. Can anyone believe that Alan's done research? Brilliant. So I think, is there any more on the Wolves? Yep. So this was the final averages, and the most important one was that one at the top. Owen, an average increase of 3.32, finishing on an 8 point, almost like a number one, effectively for your team Hads. And to see him, literally, I think it was that first score they had at reserve, that 13+2. I think that sort of kick-started his rise to fame, as you'd say. But apart from all that's happened, I say just some of your season.
Yeah, overall, I think this is probably where you need to speak to Sizzler, because he'll say how it is.
Yeah, I think he's gone, is he?
No, he's here.
Is he?
He's in the chat. Yeah, he's in the chat. Yeah, here he is.
Hello.
Hey, there he is.
How are you?
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, all right. All right. Could be better, but yeah, all right.
Good. Of course, we've just had the Wolves review. What was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's like my school report. Could do better. Probably should have done better, to be fair. I mean, you look at them averages there. I noticed he's just come into chat, but Captain Badger, what a pleb. Yeah, what an absolute craze. Anyone who's the captain next year and you get Badger, I'll just retire. Nah, he's all right, really. To be fair, off the game, the team was brilliant. On the thing, I think there was too much pressure half the time, especially when you got your number 4. Dare I bring him up again? Badger, who on a 6.5 average, hardly scoring. And then we sort of struggled. We had obviously had his issue with the internet at the start of the season. Associate struggled a little bit. I was quite surprised with Associate, to be fair. He seemed to struggle with a few tracks, to be fair. But yeah, in a whole, could have done better, should have done better. I think me and Pewis at the front didn't lead by example, to be honest. I think, I don't think you mind me saying it, I think the pressure of riding for Wolves got to Perry a little bit, but also he has got some other things going on away from the game, which takes priority over a silly little game, let's be honest. Which I know that at the moment, to be honest with you. But yeah, could have been better. Probably should have been better. Got a bit frustrated with other things on the game, but everyone knows how I feel about that. Let's put it that way. But yeah,
Hide
I
it
don't
very
know.
well. Yeah.
You what, sorry, mate?
You don't hide it very well.
Well, no, it's just right. I mean, I can break it down if you really want me to, because you know, I've got no filter. But you know, you've got Panthers who use their riders. We used our riders. You got the joke with Sculio dropping out of the team and Crook racing, but not Craig Hill racing and not being able to race. But weirdly was going to guess for us the week before. Weird one. That's a cracker. You got the whole Scorchers thing with Jan and Smiler. I think Smiler was named down either a guest or ride replacement 8 times during the season, and Jan at home a few times against us wide replacements. And you look at his average at home. But that's the game. That's the game. I couldn't do it. I was too honest with our riders, and I did say to him, "If you're there, you're right." Simple as. Even when Had struggled, Badger struggled, I struggled. Hads didn't want to race at Powder Hall, but we still, says no, it's our team. We win by it, we lose by it. Simple as. If it's good enough, you're good enough. You're not, you're not. Simple as.
Mm.
But yeah, so all in all, mate, all in all, mate, could have been better.
Yeah, so you've been a true character this season, Sid. You'll say you let it all out. You don't hang fire. You don't miss bits out. You say it like it is. You've been a great inclusion to the game this season, mate.
What's the point, mate? If you bottle stuff up, it just eats at you. So why not just say it? Simple as.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why now I have took myself out of every group that I'm involved in this game. I've took out myself out of everyone because I hear bits and pieces from here, there, and everywhere of stuff that's happening in the background and stuff that's happening with other teams. And if everybody knew it all, the game would never happen. But we know it goes on, but no one will say anything about it. No one will do anything about it. So your best thing to do is just turn yourself off from it. Race if you want to race. Don't race if you don't want to race. You win, you win. You lose. Because nobody in this game is going to change how it is. And I've said that to Shads and I've said that to Hads, who've both got opinions as well. But yeah, so hence the reason why I've took myself out of every chat that I'm in. And yeah, I have thought about stepping away from the game because of things that I've got going on at home at the moment, with health things, and yeah, a bit of shit news today. But yeah, Owen wants to carry on, so I've said as long as I can sort of see how it works and see if I can get in the same team as Owen, I'll carry on. If I can't, I won't bother. Simple as.
Would you not want to race in different teams? Then is that what it boils down to? You
Honestly, mate, Pemmis will vouch for this, but Hads will vouch for this. Owen won't practice all week. He won't. He'll do half hour here and there because he's 17 years of age with a girlfriend. So he's got better things to do.
Blame him. I can't blame him, to be honest.
Oh, mate, I wish I was 17 again.
I can't blame him.
Exactly. So, and then all of a sudden, the lads will be like, "Oh, it's coming on tonight," and it's like a shock. But then Perry's quite often this season has took the piss and says, "Oh, in shit," basically in the chat. And then next thing you know, he nearly breaks the track record, and Hads will vouch for that. It happened last week. We've practiced for the World Champ thing. I was in a server with Ryan, Perry, and Owen, and Owen was literally not doing any laps, and Perry was taking the piss out of him. And then the next thing you know, he just obliterates us. And I think he's just got the natural ability, very similar to somebody else who I've raced with on the game, who all of a sudden's grown a massive pair of bollocks on the game in Cam. He's very similar to Owen, picks it up so easy, and we've always says there's no one to push Steph because unfortunately Craig hasn't got the time. Perry hasn't got the time now. I've tried this season to give it as much time, and I haven't been able to get anywhere near him. Ryan's pushed him close. I think the only capability ones are if they carry on, he's Cam and Owen, and that's the only two I think. Maybe not next year, maybe the year after, but if they carry on, I think them two potentially could compete with Steph.
Oh
If you know what I
wow.
mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see TJ get up there or put mute on him or something. But yeah.
Oh, bro. Well, Says, it's been great having you on board, mate, for this season for the Wolves.
Yeah.
Thanks for popping in, mate. Really appreciate it.
Can I just say before I go, boys? You boys do this thing on a Friday. Give it your time. Ben, Tank, you three on there now. Well, I think Tank's on there now. On a Friday night, a lot of times I listen to you because I'm doing nothing else because I'm old. You do brighten up everybody else's week.
Why do you think I'm here?
Well, for the band, you have to have an equal opportunities in every group, mate. You should know that.
Got bugger all else to do.
Yeah, but I think you brighten up everyone's week, and everyone likes to listen back to it. So thank you guys for giving up your time and keep doing what you're doing. Chester, keep being shit at the game. Perfect. All right, boys. Have a good
brilliant.
break, and fingers crossed. I'll see you next season.
Thanks, Says.
Hope so.
And you, Shads, get your ass back on there as well.
No, you won't see me next season.
What?
No, I'm 95% retired at the moment.
Why?
Got one more meeting on Sunday, and that's it. That's
Why? Why?
Oh, it's a long story, mate.
No, come on. I've told you the truth. Tell the truth. Come on.
It's a long story. It's a long story.
It's all right, mate. Mate, hang on. Let's have a look. How many's listening? 1,
I'll
2, 3. There's only 8 listening, mate.
Sis, I'll message you. I'll send you a private.
Mate, I want to get to bed tonight, mate. Jesus Christ. Okay, buddy. Yeah, thanks again, buddy. Thanks everybody again for all the hard work and what have you. I know I like a wing, but well done, everybody. Apart from Squall, he's a cock.
Oh, brilliant.
Night, boys.
Thanks, Sis.
See you later.
Oh, what a boy. What a boy. Oh, so with we never got Siz's the Wolf of the season.
Well, that's a stupid question, eh? Come on.
Well, who is it?
Badger. Sorry. He's dick of the season. No. It's obviously Owen, mate. Let's be honest, mate. I think Cam's pushed Owen close, but I think Cam next year will get over an 8 average. I think in the league, Cam's not been as he has in individuals, but I think Owen's consistently through the season. To be like someone, I think Steph putting his right up. Sorry to badger on. Steph putting his right up to be in a team with me, Pewis, and Ads, and to outperform us three, who've been seasoned pros in this game for many years, says a lot, really.
Mm.
So yeah, I'd have to be biased and say Owen.
Brilliant.
All right,
thanks again, Sis.
He's been terrific, to be fair.
Yeah, he has been, mate. He has. Yeah, like I say, if he gives as much time as what Cam's giving now, like I say, he'll push. Yeah, he'll push it.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Also, Heppel, I'll see you in chat. You're a cock as well. See you, lads.
You missed out Geordie, mate. Come on now.
Massive Geordie cock.
Well,
that's better.
You got to be Danny. He left you out this week, so you got to be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, probably. Shall we move on to it? We've got a lot more to get through. We're going to take a quick break now. So when we come back, we're going to have the World Championships review, and then a look ahead to the Scorchers review of the teams done by Shad, and then of course the all-important World Championship reviews, draws and previews for Wayville on Sunday. So stick around. See you guys in 2 minutes. You are listening to All Four Back with Chester 430, Shads, and Hadlington 83. So, chaps, we had a very important couple of matches that took place just recently. It was the World Championship qualifiers from Felsted in Denmark. Of course, the top 8 from both semi-finals go through to the grand final at Wayville, which takes place, I believe, on Sunday. So the first opening semi-final saw Mareki, Stephen 101, Powis, Limo, TJ, Squall, yourself Hadlington, and a returning Speedy qualify for the grand final. I'll bring you in first if I can, Hads. A decent night, 2 important wins. I believe a runoff sealed your qualification as well.
Yeah, it was pretty quite steady all the way through. I got a big win there in the 4th ride. I actually only needed a point in my last ride, and I was in 3rd, and I just tried to stay there. And basically, I was a bit probably more negative than I should have been. And yeah, Wolfie got me coming out the last bend, and ended up in a runoff, but with Speedy and Heppel. And yeah, obviously happy to qualify for the final, but be another big task ahead on Sunday.
Yeah, some big names in the second semi-final as well. Shad, your thoughts on this first semi-final? Some big names going through, and of course Mareki with that 15-point max certainly put himself in the driving seat for that one.
Yeah, not many surprises in this. I think probably the biggest one for me was Wolfie only scoring 4 points. Maybe he's been banging in points this season since he came back from the pool. Yeah, I think Wolfie's probably the biggest shot. Like he had going on from his BLRC score, pretty steady, like you said, all the way through. Done what he needed to do. 8 points got you through to the final. So I think he done pretty well there. Not many surprises. Maybe Skyrider might be disappointed. Steady early on, then sort of faded towards the end. Yeah, not many big surprises. Yeah, Mareki, great score from him. I think the track suited his purple bike he likes to use. But he's he's a phenomenal meeting. Yeah, good for him.
I think the surprise packet of this one was obviously was Heppel just missing out, of course, because he loves Wayville. So he was chomping at the bit to qualify from this one, and of course just missed out. I think he's on the reserve.
I think he's
list.
a track record holder. I think. Yeah, he's the next on the list. He's the next on the list if anyone pulls out.
Yeah, so Heppel might get his chance to get back onto the Wayville track as the track record holder, and I think it was this track in the Summer League, the Wayville something. Yeah, back in those days.
Wombat.
That's the one. Yeah, with Wombats.
Yeah, we smashed them there in the league. So yeah, he wasn't great that night.
He tried so hard to get into the final this year, but yeah, it just I guess it was like a bad draw or something for you, Heppel. You didn't get the decent results that you wanted.
Yeah, he actually won that last race to get in the runoff as well. The one that was in.
Did the hard work in Heat 20, said Sky. Difficult that. But yeah, so apart from that, it was a good semi-final. Of course, the usual names getting through. A couple of big surprises. And of course, that took place on, I think it was on Sunday, because then on Tuesday you had the second semi-final. This one was a lot more. Well, you see there.
Shambles, would you say?
Yeah, I would say shambles because the 4 non-starters.
Let's not sugarcoat it.
Yeah, it was a bit of that was a bit of a shambles there. Shads, I'll let you say about this one because of course the top 2 that qualified joint top. I don't want to be classed as any favouritism here, so Shads, go ahead.
Yeah,
No.
it was a shambles. Yeah, you're talking about Craig and Steph, yeah?
That's the one.
Yeah, but you were pleased.
Well, when I
Yeah,
saw
I
the
mean-
result, I thought, uh-oh, I shouldn't say this on the podcast. I shouldn't say it.
I mean, it was a shambles. I mean, I scored 9 points and only beat 3 riders all night.
Mm.
It was a bit, I managed to squeeze into the final because Limo's pulled out. Yes, it wasn't a great meeting. I mean, 2 rider races, 3 rider races. It was a bit of a shambles, really. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. The ones that scored the big points made the most of it, and the rest of us at the bottom just scrambling around for whatever we could get. Gifted points. I mean, I had one race against Owen. It was just me and Owen, and I was nowhere near him, to be honest. I mean, I got 2 points, and if it had been 4 riders in the race, I probably would have come last. I gated that badly. So 9 points. Some of these points are obviously inflated because of 2 rider races, 3 rider races. But like, it is what it is. If people don't turn up, I think Westy said he fell asleep. JC, I've got no idea what happened to him. Wayne was, I don't know, and Hutty, I think Hutty was playing golf. So yeah, that's the way it goes. I'm afraid,
Mm. Yeah, so I say not the ideal scenario for the that second semi-final, of course. But joining those 8 that I mentioned in the first semi-final, we had, of course, Craig and Steph. You had Racer Ryan, Lofty, Owen, Cam, Fakey as well. Of course, no runoffs in this one as well. So, of course, you had 2 tied on for top, and then you had 3 tied for 6 as well. So, quite a
4 tied 13th.
Yeah, and 4 tied for 13th as well. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. So, of course, we'll have the. Go ahead. Second.
It's just one of them, isn't it? It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen often. I mean, I can't remember the last time we had a meeting with 4 no riders. I can't remember the last time we had it, if we've ever had.
I said to Tank earlier in the other chat before we came on, Tintin and Fakey only came in last minute as well, so it could have been worse.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I think there was 6 races with 4 riders in. I mean, that's not good, is it? Come on.
No.
But
not the ideal scenario.
But it is what it is, and
I think there should be some sort of rule that for next season that the ones that didn't make it, even though they said they were confirmed, just shouldn't be in it.
Yeah,
because I'm looking through the program now. So because Heat 2 had
it happens so rarely though that you can't really start punishing people for not turning up. I mean, there could have been a really good reason. It's not like a professional sport. Things happen at home. People forget. It's just one of those things. Just move on. The ones that probably got into the final probably deserve to get into the final. I don't think it really affected the result in the end. I mean, everyone had 3 rider races. Some had a 2 rider race. If you look at the names of the people that qualified, it's not really any surprises, really. Is there really?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Well, we will have the full draw as well after in a few moments, so we'll get to find out how much it's going to affect or how much it's going to impact and everything. But yeah, I mean the usual suspects getting through. We'll see the full draw in a few moments' time anyway. So now we're going to move on to our second team review, and that is the Powder Hall Scorchers. And with that, I believe I'm handing over to Mr. Shads. So Shads, the Powder Hall Scorchers, if you'd be so kind.
Yes, I'm not going to make this a long, drawn-out Skyrider or Alan McNally one. I was chatting with Limo. I think we had a private conversation. He was asking me if the guests for one of their meetings, and he was saying he was disappointed with the season. I said, "You finished third in the league and you won the KO Cup. To me, that's a tremendous season. I mean, it's only their third season. I think he missed last season, didn't he? I don't think he rode last season, but I mean, third Scorcher season, and to finish third in the league and to win the KO Cup, I think that's great. I think Limo will be disappointed with his season. I think he only averaged just over 8. But I think, to be honest with you, his average last season was 9.67. But he only joined the Panthers like midway or towards the end of the season. So I think his average was slightly inflated anyway. Jan had a very strange season. I mean, he scored 0 in one of his meetings towards the end, didn't it? I think it was the second last home meeting they had. I think he scored 0, and I've never seen Jan score 0 in a meeting before. And his average went down nearly a point. Smiler, well, we spoke about the Smiler so many times now. I'm not going to go too hard on them. Well, I'm not going to go hard on the guy at all. I mean, he's obviously got a social life. He's got work and stuff. So, you know, to ride the so few meetings, I don't think there's anything really he could do about it. He did say in one of our chats that he was available every week, but just the meetings didn't fall on the nights he was available. It's just one of those things. I think there's not a lot you can do really. I think looking at Marecki, his average, although it didn't go up so much, he had the second highest win rate in all of the league. I think he won 48% of all these races in the league, which is only second behind Stefan. I mean, Stefan's something on 60 odd. I mean, that's a ridiculous average. I mean, he's a phenomenon when he's left. So for him to have the second highest win rate, I think is pretty good. I mean, you look at the league table. If you look at the league table, the Scorchers actually had the best away points total, joint with the Dragons at 10. So the away form was fine. I think the problem with them was their home form. 2 home defeats. I mean, you're not going to win the league by losing twice at home. I think that's probably where their season was scuppered, and also towards the end of the season when they came to the Spartans. I think it might have been the third, fourth meeting. I can't remember. It was right near the end, and we drew. I think they would have expected 4 points because we were quite down at that time, and I think that was what actually kick-started us. I think that was that gave us a lot of confidence, and I think 2 points dropped for them probably scuppered their season, to be honest with you. And then they lost at home again to the Spartans, which really put the nail in the coffin. But I've got to give big shout out for Cam. Although his average didn't go up that much, only half a point, he was by far and away the most impressive rider for me. I mean, maybe not so much in the league, but to win the SCS, and then, as we know, what we just spoke about, the British League Riders Champion. Tremendous from him, and he's so enthusiastic and he's such a laugh. I mean, I actually rode twice for them Powder Hall in the league, and I think when we went there with the Panthers, I scored 2 points in the 2 meetings I had for them. I think I averaged 8. So I don't know what it is about maybe riding with them boys as against them boys, but it was a weird track. I don't think it was the track that suited them all. I think Cam liked it, but I don't think the rest of them did. I think if they had chosen maybe a bit more of a race track and not more of a trick track, I think they might have done a little bit better because they had some races in their side. So I think that was probably the biggest mistake they made, was picking that track. And that's my Scorchers review.
And your rider of the season, of course, was Cam as well, Shads.
Absolutely, yes, yeah. It was tough between him and Marecki, but I think because the season Cam's had, I think Cam deserved it, and I'll be back in his good books now. He thinks I got it. He still thinks I got it in for him.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. So that was the Scorchers team review. Of course, next week will be the last two teams, which will be the Spartans and the Dragons. So looking forward to that. So now we have the World Championship draw and preview to take place. So we have the lineup of all riders taking place. This isn't the actual draw itself. This is just the riders that are involved and the riders that are reserves for withdrawals and no-shows. So the lineup will be Marecki, Stephen, Stefan, Craig, Racer Ryan, Powis, Cam, Fakey, Lofty, Owen, Cappy, Shads, TJ Griffiths, Squall, Adlington, and Speedy, with reserves for withdrawals or no-shows being Heppel, Sizzler, Skyrider, Tank, McNally, Tintin, Rico, Wolfie, Hobnob, Capesy, and Ben Thompson. So, without any further ado, let us do the draw for the World Championship final taking place at Wayville on Sunday. And then we'll talk in detail of what we think the meeting is going to be like. So here we go. So first out the box in heat number 1, it will be Hadlington. So Hadley, you're at number 1, mate.
Whee. Now we're going to have Stefan, Craig,
and Cam. Well, you got with your Wolves teammate Powis in heat 1.
It's going to be Owen now, and it's got to be.
Yeah, we'll soon find out. So number 3, joining Hadlington and Powis in heat 1, it will be
Hey,
Shads. We've got an all 4 back heat 1. There we go.
Wow, hello.
Well, 2 of the 4 members of the all 4 back team. And you're joined in heat 1 by the British League Riders champion, Cam. 2 gate 1s at Wayville had. Lovely stuff, says Skyrider.
I don't think that's going to make much difference on that track.
So going on to heat number 2, riding number 5, it will be Stefan. Going in at number 5.
Craig and Stefan next to each other just for you, Dan, there.
At number 6, it will be TJ Griffiths. He goes in at number 6.
Stefan's new best friend, apparently.
Number 7, it will be the man who scored a maximum in the first qualifier. That'll be Marecki. And they are joined in heat number 2, riding at number 8 by the one and only Dragons captain, Squall. So again, a very good opening 2 races there. So on to heat 3, running at number 9. It will be Owen going in at number 9. Going in at 10, it will be former Hackney Norse rider and part-time pool cowboy, Fakey. So going in at number 11 will be Racer Ryan. Again, some really big names still in the hat here. Speedy, Cappy, Lofty, Craig, 101. Still plenty of big names here. Number 12, it's going to be the only unattached rider, and it's a welcome back to STS for Speedy. And the final race will be 101, Craig, Lofty, and Cappy. But what order will they be in? Number 13. It will be Stephen 101. So next, number 14 will be Cappy. And the last two riders left are riders I know very, very well. Lofty and Craig. Let's see who comes out first.
Which one would you give your sandwiches to then?
Oh, shut up. So Lofty goes at number 15, which leaves Craig at the all-important number 16.
Sandwich gate.
Oh dear.
Ugh. It's your driving, Craig. Call yourself a driving instructor. Fucking made him sick.
So that is the draw for the World Championship. So looking at the draw, had your thoughts? Of course, you come out after every interval. So your thoughts on the World Championships? Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but you got to be in it to win it, ain't you? So it's one of them. Made the final. I think that's a achievement in itself. Me and Chad's probably the two lowest average riders in this, so we'll see how we go. I mean, I've just looked at that last race there at Heat 20. Actually, can you imagine if that's got to decide the winner?
Stefan Cappy, Racer Ryan, and Cam.
That look on the chat.
He had to, didn't he?
Oh dear. Yeah.
So you say Heat 20?
Heat 20, yeah.
God, I hate you guys sometimes. I really do.
Heat 5,
I
oh my God.
really do. Heat 5, Steph Hadlington, Steph Owen, and yourself.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh
my God, then Heat 9, oh my days. Doesn't get any better. The further I look down, it gets worse, I think. Craig.
Don't look ahead. Just write down
Craig,
the heats you're in.
Ryan.
Write down the heats you're in. Don't look at the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just know I'm in the first race every time. So
That's the interval, yeah.
I've got to say though, boys. I've been doing some research. Unlike some of the people on here, no names mentioned. Wayville, the actual Wayville track is 510 meters.
It's like a long track.
For me, that's a long track. What the hell is this doing? Being used as a final in a World Championships? It shouldn't even be in the folder. It should be in the long track folder. It's a ridiculous track to have in this sort of meeting. This is before I've even had a race on it. So I'm not saying it as sour grapes. I'm just saying it's a long track. It should be in the long track folder. It shouldn't have been on the spinny wheel. How it got on there, I've got no idea. When you've got all those tremendous tracks to choose from, and you've got a 510 meter track in the final. That's all I've got to say about it. I'm not happy it's on there, but like you say, had said we've got to race it. We're in the final. We've got to give it a go.
Yeah.
My question is for you, Chad. So I've got a question.
Go on.
Would you rather race on Wayville or the American track?
Yeah, but there's 100+ tracks to choose from.
Or that German track.
No, the little tracks, ridiculous. They shouldn't be used. They shouldn't be used in in a GPs, SCS, or any other top competition. But this is Waverley's a long track. It's the FIM would not allow any FIM meetings to be held there because it's too long. But if the FIM won't allow it, why are we allowing it?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, Shaz. You got to look back that Rzeszów in Poland also held a long track meeting as well in real life.
Who?
Rzeszów in Poland.
Rzeszów? What's that?
Rzeszów.
Never heard of it.
It's the track that Ty Wolfenden raced at.
Yeah, but do we have it on the game here?
Yeah. RZESZOW.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's on there.
I'm talking about Wayville. I'm just saying Wayville. It's too long.
Yeah,
too
but of course, when you're saying about the distance, Kathy makes a good point as well with that. Saying that Rzeszów League track is hosting a long track.
Rzeszów, kurwa, Rzeszów.
Rzeszów.
Ah, is that how you say it?
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for that. That's the first time I've heard him speak. Bloody hell.
And he said Kurva.
Kurva.
No, he's in Panthers chat. He keeps telling us to slow down because he has difficulty understanding when we talk too quick.
See, I thought I was pronouncing that right, Rzeszów. I'm sure I was.
His English is actually very, very good.
Yeah. Blimey, thank my appreciation for that, Kathy.
He's a lot easier to understand than Alan. That's for sure.
Oh dear.
Just as well that someone else read his team review out because we just were sitting there thinking, what the hell was going on there?
I wonder who was saying that. I thought, who's saying that? Oh, it's Kathy saying it. All right, okay.
I thought Craig was supposed to be your mate, Dan.
Well, apparently he's supposed to be a mate of mine. Not really saying that bloody comments. Anyways, that's all been sorted out now. That was Sunday. This is now. We've had our meeting. So we've all decided what's going to happen. I'm going to say one. So I'm going to bring all you guys in first of all. I want a one-word answer. Who's winning? Shad, start with you first.
Me. No, not
Adlington.
Me.
No, Shad.
not me.
So we'll say Marecki. All right. So, how do you say Marecki? Shads.
Steph. I'm gonna be really boring.
Tank. Who's gonna say? Who are you gonna say?
Steph.
No.
Ooh.
Just doing 101. Outside of 101.
101. Okay. Oh, my turn now. I am going.
His running partner. That's why he's chosen.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. We did see the video of you crossing the line with him. Still behind a dragon there, Tank. I'm gonna go for. Ooh. I'm gonna go Owen. Owen with Cam a very close second. See, it would have been Craig. It would have been Craig. Would have been Lofty, but with those comments in the chat, they can sod right off. Yeah. So Owen. Well, my head's. Of course, my head's going to say Stefan all the time in a way, but I think if he doesn't, then it's going to be between Owen and Cam, because those two literally are the ones that something that Sis said in the group in the chat earlier, that the ones that are closest to Steph is going to be Owen and Cam. So it's between those three, I think.
Let me just say, I've been practicing with Cam, and he wasn't that great around there, to be honest. Lofty looked good.
Yeah, I have to agree there.
Lofty looked good.
Yeah.
Definitely just definitely.
Well, as long as Lofty stays off the fence, because he went over the fence on Sunday. That was yeah. It's true. It's true. He should have not the guy that did it. That would have been even better. Yeah. Anyways, chat. Shush. Anyways, that was the draw for the World Championships to take place on Sunday. We're hoping to get that streamed, hopefully. Me and JJ 7-3 won us the match, mate. You just had to finish. Wow. We'll see how it goes next week. Anyways.
7-3. How'd you get a 7-3?
4 points for a win, 3 for second.
You can't get 7-3 then? Oh, you can. I thought
In
it was
cycle.
4-3-2. I thought it was 4-3-2 non, sorry.
Nah, it's 4-3-2-0. Yeah, 4-3-2, 4-3-2-1. Yeah. But anyways, chaps, that brings us to end of the show.
They only did that so Dan could get a point at least in every race.
I've raced since 2008. So there we go. Anyways, chaps, it's been fun. And I think we're going to wrap up proceedings tonight. So join us next week for the final episode of the season. It's been a long old season. We got to do some thinking of our own, chaps, of course, for a team of the season, which I'm sure we'll all do at some point during the week. So don't forget, next week's episode is the final one, which is the World Championship final review, a Spartan season review, a Dragons season review, and of course the potential all-four back team of the season from all three of us. So in the meantime, I will say a very good night to our producer Tank. Good night, sir.
Good night, everyone.
I'll say good night to Shads.
Good night, all.
A good night to Hadlington.
Good night, gentlemen.
And it's a good night for me, Chester. Don't forget, podcast drops tomorrow at 8 o'clock on YouTube. If you're on the Discord, as you all are, you'll see the notification pop up. We'll be back next week for the final episode of the season. I've been Chester 430. Enjoy your racing for the week, guys. All the best. And we'll see you all next week. Good night.